They told us we were saving the world. Every morning, I logged into OrbitNet's command interface and watched the weather like a god. Rainfall over Kansas, sunshine for the vineyards in Bordeaux, a light drizzle to cool the server farms in Singapore. I was a rainmaker. That's what they called us. Technicians who operated the satellite grid that controlled every drop of rain on Earth. We didn't predict weather anymore. We sold it. And business was good. Until I noticed the gaps. It started 3 weeks ago. I was running a routine audit, checking precipitation allocations against subscription tiers, when I saw it. A cluster of agricultural zones in sub-Saharan Africa, all marked green in the system, all paid up, premium subscribers. But the satellites weren't delivering. The rain was being redirected. I thought it was a glitch. I filed a ticket, waited for a response. Instead, I got locked out. My credentials were revoked at 4:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. No warning, no explanation, just a red banner across my screen. Access denied, security violation. I called my supervisor. Voicemail. I called HR. The line was disconnected. I tried logging in from my personal device. The system didn't just reject me, it erased me. My employee profile, my work history, my biometric clearance. Gone. As if I'd never existed. I went underground. Literally. There's a network of old subway tunnels beneath the city where people like me gather. The ones who asked too many questions, the ones who saw things they weren't supposed to see. They call themselves the unsubscribed. A woman named Kira found me shivering in a maintenance shaft. She had the same look I did, hollow eyes, trembling hands, the expression of someone who'd seen behind the curtain. She handed me a tablet, cracked screen, encrypted files. "You're not the first Rainmaker to notice," she said. I opened the files. What I saw made my stomach turn. OrbitNet wasn't just redirecting rain, they were weaponizing drought. The algorithm was elegant, brutal, efficient. Step 1. Identify regions with low subscription compliance. Poor nations, rebel territories, areas with political instability. Step 2. Gradually reduce rainfall. Not enough to trigger immediate panic, just enough to stress the crops, to dry the wells, to make people desperate. Step 3. Wait. Wait for the governments to collapse. Wait for the land to be sold. Wait for OrbitNet's subsidiary corporations to swoop in and buy everything at pennies on the dollar. Then, only then, turn the rain back on. It wasn't climate engineering, it was colonialism with a subscription model. Kira leaned over my shoulder. "You have 2 choices," she said. "Release the files, let the world see what OrbitNet is doing, spark riots, maybe a war." She paused. "Or..." She pulled up a second screen, a schematic of the satellite network, vulnerable nodes, override protocols, a back door left open by an engineer who died under mysterious circumstances. "You reprogram the grid yourself," she said. "Give the rain back, manually. Become the thing they fear most." I stared at the screen. "If I do that," I said slowly, "they'll hunt me forever." Kira smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. "They're already hunting you, Jonas. You just don't know it yet." I made my choice. It took me 6 days to crack the encryption. 6 days of living in the dark, eating cold rations, watching my face appear on every news feed with the word terrorist underneath it. They said I was planning to destabilize the global economy, that I was working for foreign agents, that I wanted to drown cities and starve nations. They lied. But lies are easier to sell than the truth. On the 7th day, I broke through. I sat in front of the terminal, hands shaking, and stared at the override command. 1 keystroke. That's all it would take. I could give the rain back. I could flood every drought zone OrbitNet had starved. I could break their algorithm. I could make weather free again. But I'd also become the most wanted man on Earth. And I'd be alone. Forever. I pressed the key. The satellites responded instantly. Rain began falling over regions that hadn't seen water in months. The system screamed alerts. Emergency protocols activated. Somewhere in a boardroom, executives were watching their empire crack. I waited for the satisfaction to come. It didn't. Because that's when I saw the second layer. Hidden beneath the drought algorithm was something else, something older. A subroutine that had been running since OrbitNet launched. It wasn't just controlling rain, it was controlling everything. Temperature, wind patterns, ocean currents. The entire climate system had been locked into a narrow band of stability. Not to save humanity, but to make it dependent. If I shut down OrbitNet, the system would collapse. The weather would go feral. Hurricanes, mega-droughts, floods that would swallow continents. I'd just killed the world to save it. Kira found me an hour later. I was still sitting at the terminal, staring at the screen. "Did you do it?" she asked. I nodded. She looked at the data. Her face went pale. "How long do we have?" she whispered. I checked the projections. 6 months, I said. Maybe less. She sat down beside me. We didn't speak. Outside, the rain was falling. It would never stop. They'll find me eventually. OrbitNet, the governments, the mobs. It won't matter. Because I didn't steal the remote. I broke it. And now, the sky belongs to no one.